When you think about Barbie, it has always been more of a Barbie being a doctor, a veterinarian, a mom, a big sister. Barbie being an adult and doing adult things, basically. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, there is a Barbie for you. In 2001, a new brand of dolls was released. Bratz had a much more of a teenage vibe. You know, they were super fashionable with tons of makeup and a bit resting faces. They were the new cool thing. Barbie was the good girl of the market, while Bratz was like seeing the most popular girls in school in every teenage movie finally becoming a doll. Mattel already had their own brand for this type of market though, the Diva Stars. Sadly, they didn't reach the level of success of Barbie or Bratz. They were a complete different concept. The dolls were massive and they were robotic dolls that move and talk. I had two, but one of them had a malfunction on their voice box and they started talking to Satan. So I put them in a box under my bed with a rock on top so they wouldn't escape, and I never used them again. In 2004, the production stopped for Diva Stars. The market for teenage dolls was still open and Barbie was releasing movies and new dolls and they were doing alright. However, Mattel didn't want to give up on that branch of the market, especially when Bratz was doing more than fine. And so, Mattel focused more on their 2002 creation to compete with Bratz. My Scene.
It's my thing, you know what I mean. It's my thing, you know what I mean.
My Scene was a subdivision of the Barbie branch where they gave Barbie a much more real teenage vibe to the dolls. Ken and Kelly were gone and instead you got a diverse group of friends in high school who were beautiful and fashionable and with a big resemblance to Bratz, to be honest, but with smaller shoes. Now, I could dive down on how many characters from the My Scene line have been added and discounted through the years, but we would be here for a while, and I am not here for that. We're here to talk about the movie that I used to watch 4 times a day when I was 10 years old, and that is My Scene Jamming in Jamaica, the movie where we saw the toxic side of Barbie. I'm not going to talk about the background of the movie because there's really not much background. This just was the first movie I think that My Scene put out, just to introduce the characters and what kind of dynamic they had. And the movie actually came with the dolls, and I had Chelsea, which was my favorite ever. As you can see, between my Diva Stars and My Scene, I had a thing for redheads. And if you saw my video about Adam Hicks, you can totally conclude that I had a thing for redheads. And I carried Chelsea, that doll, everywhere. And I remember there was this one time when, while I wasn't looking, my brother took the doll and threw it to the chandelier in our house, and I was just crying because they couldn't get her down there. And I thought that she was going to burn because of the lights, and I was very sad. I mean, I was 10 and it was my favorite doll, so I think that it was justified that I was having a meltdown because of my doll. But returning to the movie, this movie is only 44 minutes long and you can actually watch it on YouTube if you want to. The movie starts with our cast enjoying the show the guys are giving, and it is a complete success. They stop playing and Barbie is enjoying her moment with her boyfriend, and suddenly it is announced that these high school kids win and they move forward to the last phase of the competition, which will take place in Jamaica, where they will play in another big show in front of very important people. Look at my girl Chelsea with Hudson. Those two are my
OTP.
Also, every girl is with one boy and River is just hands full holding 2 girls. I am here to cherry pick this movie to shreds, but I need to admit that they were doing an actual good job at establishing everything for the future conflict. So basically everyone went to Jamaica except from Barbie, Chelsea and Nolly, and obviously they are super sad and bored in the snowy New York. Barbie decided to call Madison just to find out they were daring to have too much fun without them, so they decide to go to Jamaica. They convince their parents to let them go to Jamaica in the most bullshit way, and they walk dogs and sell jackets for like 2 days, and suddenly they have enough money to pay for a trip to Jamaica by themselves. I have to save like 4 years to be able to do one trip.
And I work a full-time job.
On Jamaica, the boys are practicing and River is all like, dude, I love to play in Jamaica. And Madison agreed that it is kind of a perfect life. I love this because it's like a bad premonition. Everything is too beautiful, too perfect. It will go down to shit. You know, like Madison goes like, this is perfect, and suddenly the sunset slowly fades to these 3 maniacs driving and screaming, "Oh, I I don't know if that was the intention, but it looked like that. Ellis is trying to hit on Delancey and failing as Hudson humiliates him.
Since when do you dance?
I dance.
I have never once seen you dance.
When the girls surprise the group and they are all very happy to see them. I need to point out this real quick. I don't know why they did this, but instead of animating the background and objects around the characters, they added realistic still photographs. So Barbie and the others are moving and the contrast is so odd. Going back to the story, Barbie wants River to show her around, but they need to meet with the event director, and Sutton makes very clear if they miss it, they can be
disqualified.
Sorry, but it's mandatory. Immediate disqualification if we don't show.
This movie keeps delivering when it comes to establishing future plot points. Madison offers having a date with the girls, and I love how dramatic Barbie is in this hug. Please don't tell me this doesn't look awkward. Here we get the first signs of something being wrong. River joins these two, and Madison and he start talking about the contest. You know, the contest that if they win, they will be able to record their first single. The contest which prize is their dream come true? Yeah, well, they talk about it and Barbie starts feeling left out instead of asking and getting involved in the conversation about her boyfriend's dream. She feels left out and goes away. But when she turns to see them, her best friend and boyfriend are inside their little music bubble. Barbie has a beautiful dream where River takes her to have a romantic breakfast next to a waterfall. And he is like, "You're worth it, baby," and she is woken up by the event. Story-wise, this movie was spot on. Barbie's dreams and expectations for what she wanted to happen in that trip with her boyfriend are crushed by the reality that her boyfriend is putting his all into the band, destroying all her expectations. What a masterpiece, really. Then we have a cool montage of them like enjoying life in Jamaica, and Hudson just like goes dolphin mode while surfing. If you don't water ski constantly, then your legs will be all jelly on the water and it will be impossible for you to stay still in one spot. You just will be like... Or you will be just like all hunched down and just trying to keep your balance. I know a lot about it. They all should be crashing against each other in a disastrous accident. That's all I'm saying. This is realistic. Young people do take stupid photos like this. Nolly and Chelsea are like my favorite duo. They give me like a chaotic vibe and I would have loved to see more of them. They are really trying to push this Ellis and Delancey agenda, but I think that I'm more of a Nolly and Delancey if you kind of know what I mean.
Oh yeah? You want a piece of me?
Only if you want to lose.
Serve it up, chicken.
It turns out that the winners of last year's competition are giving advice to the competitors on what the judges like, right? So Barbie is all like, "Stay with me, River," and River is, "I can miss this." And he tells Madison she can't miss it either because, just for your information, Madison represents the band and she also helps with writing music for the band, so she is very involved. And I do feel for Barbie. It's horrible when your special someone is not giving you all the attention you want, and it's clear that River is too much into his band also. But again, they were in Jamaica because of the contest. They were there because they needed to focus on music, and she should have understood that. Barbie crushed the trip. She should have known better, especially she should have kept in mind how much it meant to her boyfriend to win such competition. Like, the trip to Jamaica was to compete. The trip to Jamaica was for them to compete, not a regular vacation. Barbie girl, please, oh my god. Like, Barbie doll, it's all independent woman. Barbie my scene, it's disappointment. Chelsea takes it into her hands to find out if River met someone else, and I swear Delancey is the only one with common sense.
He's kind of not paying a lot of attention to Barbie.
You're kidding, right? I mean, I know it was weird at the beach today, but he's into her. They're cool.
On the other room, Nolly makes sure to talk about Madison and see if something happened, and plot twist, Madison did dream once about River being her boyfriend. Still, she denies she has any feelings for the boy, and we move on. We cut to a party and everyone is having fun and dancing, but River is telling Barbie who is who in the competition, and she obviously is so fed up about the band already. You are about to see the most realistic conversation any teenage couple has ever had.
What's up?
Nothing. Are we okay?
What do you mean?
I don't know. You've been really distant since I got here. Like you're not happy I'm here.
I have been Barbie more than once and I am
Not ashamed.
He straight up tells her he is happy, but right now the band is competing and he has been focusing on that. Barbie has more to say, but Sutton's Sweet Life set basically reset them back to River talking about the band. And just to get things worse, Madison crashes the scene because one of the judges is dancing to Sutton's live set and they leave Barbie alone. Later that night, Madison and Ollie are still talking about the whole Barbie and River thing, and Madison says,
Because we want to get a demo recorded. This could start a songwriting career for me. It's huge. Barbie knows that. Right.
No, not really. She doesn't understand really. At least not fully. Back in the other room, Barbie is venting, and she does have a point to be fair. In her logic, River is all about his music and Madison is just like him. So in her insecure mind, Madison must be his perfect match, and Chelsea, my girl, does her best and falls asleep in 1 second. Madison goes to talk to River and they clear up that they are nothing but friends, and then they start complimenting each other's talent since the contest is that day, and then
I guess we're just really good together.
You kidding? We're perfect together.
the hug of treason. Look at Barbie being extra dramatic. So River and Madison apparently spent the whole afternoon looking for Barbie, but like, they went right after her? How fast could she have run for them to lose her? Barbie just ran full speed. No one knew she could be that fast. The point is, they arrived 30 minutes late to their tech rehearsals and so they were disqualified. And of course then we have a sad montage. And what makes this dumber is that River missed the rehearsal looking for Barbie, but once he has nothing to do, he lays on his bed. You could have looked for her after the rehearsal. Let Madison look for her on her own and just join her after. You guys have cell phones, what the fuck? Madison finally finds Barbie and she acknowledges she knew Barbie wanted to be with River and she was spending too much time with him, and pretended she didn't notice. Why, you ask? Well, because before Barbie arrived, they were all focused on the music and after that they had to do other things and Madison was sad about it. And for me here Barbie is on the wrong because they were there for the competition and they only had a couple of days to practice, so they were there for that. Barbie questions if nothing happened between her and River and Madison assures her it didn't. And well, now she's happy, I guess. She could have asked them before running away and, you know, not getting them disqualified. I am going to sound like an asshole, but please, never miss opportunities because of your partner. I mean, if you're having a child and they are getting into labor, I mean, of course, please be there. You should be able to explain to someone how much your dreams means to you, and they should be able to respect that and support you. And that's not only like, yeah, go and do it, I believe in you. That's also understanding that sometimes you will need to spend a certain amount of time on your dreams and that maybe you cannot spend that much time with them. If your partner is the one that is spending too much time on their dreams and you're getting angry or annoyed, please just wait till you find the correct moment. You know, if Barbie was feeling hurt or angry, she should have waited for the show to pass, and now that the show is over, you know it's a good moment to talk. I mean, at the end of the day, Barbie puts out a show for the band to play, and one of the judges likes it so much he still wants them to record a song too, so everyone is happy, and the end. This song is actually good, no kidding, my 10-year-old self jammed to this song.
I'm going down in flames, I'll never be the same, I'll try not to complain forever. Of all the things I've done, you're the only one that always made it fun forever.
Obviously I'm joking, I do find this type of behavior worrying, and that would explain why I was so dramatic when I started dating when I was 14 years old after watching this movie so many times. I just really think that this is a really curious side of Barbie. Barbie usually in the movies is very kind and has a very patient and pretty personality. In this movie, she is in constant stress. From the moment that River leaves for Jamaica, she's never at ease. If we can take something out of this movie, is to trust your partner, please. And if you cannot trust them, then stop dating them because you will only cause yourself unnecessary issues. But if it's not the case, have a little faith in them. And this can be said about friends too. If you think your best friend is capable of stealing your boyfriend, well, then she's not that that good of a friend. And if you have no evidence for this, then don't stew shit up just out of nowhere. You know, don't almost ruin your partner's opportunity to achieve their dreams just because you couldn't talk straight up and your imagination got the best of you. That's not healthy. The best you can do if you're having a problem with either your partner or your friend is to talk. Clear it quick. Don't assume you know what's going on. I'm just sad my scene died down because I think it was much more relatable than Barbie. Teenage acting on their dumb emotions, very relatable. And yeah, that was the video, since in the last one I really talked about a very sensitive topic. I really wanted to do very dumb and very fun, and I came across this movie again and it was perfect for me. So if you like the video, make sure to subscribe and like this video, and I am also on Twitch playing, so you can join me in there as well and in my other socials. Thank you so much for watching.